All right, drug abuse is bad. A very good afternoon to all our compatriots joining us from across the world this Friday, the 29th of August 2025. We're live on this edition of NDLA's Open Forum on X Space. This is the 153rd edition of this conversation. Indeed, we are also live on our other social media handles, platforms, especially at NDLA01 of Facebook and at NDLA underscore Nigeria on YouTube. Sorry, that's at NDLA TV on YouTube. All right, this is NDLA's Open Forum on Next Space. Like I said, this is our 153rd edition. We appreciate all of those joining us from across the globe, talking of our compatriots across Nigeria, all those joining from the northwest, northeast, north central, as well as southeast, southwest, and south of Nigeria. We'd like to appreciate all our compatriots also joining from other parts of the world, talking of other parts of Africa, Europe, America, Asia, the Middle East. We appreciate your consistency and your faith, your belief, and your confidence in what we do here. We're live from the national headquarters of this institution, the NDLA, located in the nation's federal capital territory, Abuja. We'd like to inform everyone that this is a platform where we share nothing but information, knowledge, and raise awareness about substance abuse and its devastating impact on human lives, public health, and indeed our environment. It is also a platform that serves as a channel for us to provide help to those struggling with substance abuse, especially those who need treatment. Quite a number of times, people who are struggling with the issue of substance abuse, either directly by themselves, their friends or family members, and even those interested in this field of humanitarian service have connected with others, especially the needed network connection and the help they need to get help. All right, it's equally a means for us to also update you about some of the activities doing to curb the scourge of substance abuse and illicit drug trafficking, as well as getting your feedback so that we continue to improve on our deliverables, that is serving you, our society, and indeed humanity better. It's also important that we inform you that this conversation is recorded and is streamed, like I said earlier, live on our other social media handles. That's at NDLA1 on Facebook and at NDLA TV on YouTube. You can always go back after this conversation to take a listen to the recording and even share with others. Before I already have our guests well seated, but before we get to introduce him formally, let's update you about some of the activities of the agency in the past week. That comes in our news highlight segment, which is being taken by Nubem and my Duchess Peace. Thank you, guys. Let's have the updates for this week.
Thank you, sir. Good day to everyone, and thank you for joining us on this week's X Space. My name is Aidan Lubem, and here are the NDLEA news highlights for the week. First, the headlines. Widow using fake pregnancy to traffic cocaine arrested by NDLEA in Lagos. As agency intercepts 90 parcels of loud in kitchen sinks, arrest dispatch riders distributing illicit drugs in Abuja, destroys 75,544 kilograms skunk in Delta, Ondo, Edo, Taraba forest, recovers 825,000 pills of opioids in Kano, Adamawa, Kogi. A 50-year-old widow and fashion designer, Ifeoma Henrietta Ezewike, has been arrested by operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, over attempt to traffic 1.3 kilograms of cocaine using fake pregnancy as a facade to escape scrutiny and detection. The widow, who is a mother of one and proprietress of Golden Star Creation, a fashion outfit in Ago Palace Way, Okota, Lagos, was arrested at a bus terminal in Jibowu, Yaba area of the state on Friday, 22nd August 2025, while attempting to move the cocaine consignment to customers in Abuja. A follow-up operation at her house in Ago Palace area led to the recovery of 200 grams of cotton agent used in the production of a strain of cocaine. In her statement, Ezewike claiming she inherited the criminal trade from her husband who died 2 years ago, while she has been in the fashion business for 20 years. Not less than 90 parcels of loud, a strain of cannabis weighing 48.6 kilograms, imported from the United States of America and concealed in 3 cartons of kitchen sink, were intercepted at a courier company in Lagos on Tuesday, 19th August, by NDLEA officers of the Directorate of Operation and General Investigation, DOGI. In Adamawa, NDLEA operatives acting on credible intelligence on Friday, 22nd August, raided the home of a notorious drug dealer, Idris Garba, who scaled the fence to escape arrest, while one of his associates, Boniface Naji, who attempted same, was caught in the act at Rumde Baro area of Yola South. Recovered from the premises include a black Toyota Tundra Jeep marked FST 885CZ driven to Yola by Naji to supply Garba 354,480 pills of tramadol, 225 milligrams, 250 milligrams, and others, as well as a Toyota Yaris car with registration number DSA 776AA. A total of 5,000 capsules of tramadol, 400 ampoules of pentazocine injection, and 200 ampoules of diazepam injection were seized from suspect Neche Okonko at the Ida waterside after crossing the river Niger from Onitsha, Anambra State to Lokoja, Kogi State, with the opioids on Wednesday, 20th August. In Kano, the duo of Buhari Ibrahim and Mansur Musa were nabbed at Zangon Dakata Ungongo with 5,850 capsules of pregabalin on Tuesday, 19th August, while a total of 452,070 pills of opioids were recovered from the home of a suspect, Rabilu Mukhtar, who is at large at Ranganza Ungongo local government area, just as Buhari Idris was arrested at Tashan Rami area of the state with 140 liters of codeine syrup, both on same Tuesday. No fewer than 7,000 capsules of tramadol were seized from Adamu Yusuf along Zaria Kano Road, Kwana Dongara area of the state on Saturday, 23rd August. A total of 2,289.49 kilograms of skunk, a strain of cannabis, were intercepted in 3 interdiction operations by NDLEA operatives in Kwara State, while 1,232 kilograms was recovered from a Mitsubishi Canter truck marked ZUR 66XT on Wednesday, 20th August, at Ajase Ipo area of the state, with a suspect, Kabiru Abdullahi, arrested. Another consignment of same psychoactive substance weighing 328.42 kilograms was seized from Paul Olaniran in a Mercedes-Benz truck marked LSD 659YE, same day, same location. The following day, Thursday, 21st August, NDLEA operatives intercepted another consignment of skunk weighing 728.21 kilograms in a Mitsubishi Canter truck with registration number GAD 287XA at Ajase Ipo Junction, Ifelodun local government area of Kwara State, where 2 suspects, Abubakar Zaki and their dexterity. Chairman Chief Executive Officer of NDLEA, Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa retired, and joined them and their colleagues across the country to continue with the ongoing balanced approach to the drug control efforts of the agency. That's it on arrest and seizures. Next is the update on some of the wider activities across the country.
taste, have a taste of it. Out is bitter. Then after they must have done with experimentation, then the next one is occasional use. When they have time, when dad and moms are not around, to regular use. Now they are out of daddy's environment and mommy's environment. Now they are not whereby they can have access, to get as much as they want. And at the end of the day, it now become a problem, which we refer to as addictive use. So looking at the pathogenesis of substance use at the same time is also affecting the family at large. Looking at the impact of substance use disorders on the families and the children, they are so enormous. But we quickly share some of those points or areas that I think are germane and are also important that all of us can also, think about it and also agree with me that emotional and behavioral change is also one of those impacts that might happen or affect people with substance use disorder, especially from children from families with substance use disorder. They might experience increased level of anxiety, depression, and behavioral issues. Okay, and because they look at life as uncertainty, and which is often leads to some difficulties in emotional regulations. They're looking at family dynamics. Family is the bedrock of every or any society. All the society we have, either micro, whatever we have, or no matter how large it is made up of a family unit, the unit of the family, and becomes the community. So substance disorder can disrupt the entire family system. It can change the functioning of the family, making the family to become dysfunctional. So the role within the family may shift, because when dad is using substances and mom is also drinking, daddy smokes and mommy also drinks, yes, definitely the children might also take after them. And before you know it, daddy find it difficult to meet up with his fatherly or parenting responsibility, unable to pay some bills, leaving the children to start looking for means of livelihood or for the family, which is more or less like inappropriate for their age. And before you know it, they become a beggar around the community. Another impact of substance use disorders affecting children and family is that there is also what we refer to as neglect and abuse. There is heightened risk of neglect and even abuse in household where substance use is prevalent. That's when you see when daddy is under the influence of substances, beating the mom or scattering them everywhere, unable to pay bills, become a problem. So children might not receive proper care, may not receive proper supervision because daddy is nowhere to be found. At the same time, they may also be lacking emotional support. The intergenerational circle of people might also become a higher risk of developing substance use disorder themselves. Daddy smokes, mommy also drinks, uncle comes into the house also drinking and smoking. Definitely, what do you expect from the child to do? You want to take after your parents, and before you know it becomes a circle of in that particular family. What about economic consequences of using substances? After lighting a stick of cigarette, it's not increasing, it's decreasing. And that shows that the money is also burning. At the end of the day, it also affects the income, or it affects, the spending. Instead of them to save the money for something better and useful, they are spending the money on psychoactive substances. So family are also facing financial difficulties due to costs of associated, with using substance for treatment. Okay, and we have a lot of experiences of people having substance disorders and has been in treatment center for many times. And because they have been in treatment center for many times, they are spending money. And why are they spending money? Because addiction is simply not cure, but can be managed. Once that aspect of the dopamine or the brain or the membrane, which we refer to as BBB, blood-brain barrier, in this, to learn more about substance use disorders, especially universal treatment curriculum, universal treatment recovery and prevention. It goes a long way. If you have more people learn all these things, being provided by Sound Mind Initiative, can go a long way, to help people to have understanding, knowledge. In fact, there are some institutions like Trinity University is also taking a diploma in addiction science and behavioral psychology. So when people learn all these things, it's going to really help them in able to know the best way, especially evidence-based treatment practices like multidimensional family therapy. Now, that one is meant for adolescents. Brief strategic family therapy, that also meant for adolescents. So what are the difference between the two? How can we practice this? These are manual-based, interventions that we can also use. Having said all these treatment modalities, let's look at what are the coping strategies that we can also adopt here. There might be need for us to create a supportive network. A tree cannot make a forest. Every ant must be on deck to make sure that people are also being helped. So family affected by substance disorder should seek support from friends, family, and support groups. We have different types of mutual support group. We have gift of love invented by me in so many years ago. And we also have Alatin, Alator, all these different types of mutual support group that we can adopt. AANA, CAMA, all these are really, really right that we can use. 12 steps, Alcoholic Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous, Marijuana Anonymous, all these are real areas that is lagging, in our community. But MDLA is fine. Can collaborate with all these professionals and see how best we can do all these things in our community. Then establish a routine. Developing daily routine can also provide children with a sense of stability, giving them something to do in the morning, afternoon, and night. Have what we call daily scheduled activities. All this can also go in helping in coping strategy. In open communication between the dad and mom and the children. They should be able to speak, as a family. If anything is happening, they should be able to speak and see the best way. You can see the family that communicate together, stays together. But when there's lack of communication, always bring a kind of bias, bring about of a kind of doubt, So there's need for us to encourage open, honest discussion about the feelings, about the fear and experiences. This can also go a long way in helping. The open communication can also help to foster understanding and compassion within the family member. Then practice self-care. Both the family members and the people or the person with substance disorder, they need to take care of themselves. Their mental state, their physical state, and emotional health is also key and important. In conclusion, we can see that all the things I've talked about have a lot of impact, especially substance disorder have a lot of impact on the family. And one of those areas that we also look that is very key and important is area of CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. And if I show you what I have in my slide here, the hairs and the womb of a woman, they are similar. They are more or less what I refer to as central processing units. The womb process baby, while hair process your whatever you hear. And whatever you hear, and the mind interprets it, and that becomes your behavior. If you hear something good and you laugh and you're happy about it, then there will be a kind of a warmth between you and the person. But if it's something bad, then you feel angry or you feel, irritable about what the person have said. But what we are saying in essence, no matter whatever you hear in your mind or people say to you, if your mind can process it in a positive way, definitely it's going to also affect your behavior. Even if you hear something that is not even right and you process it in a good way, definitely you can also, become a better person. So I believe that what I've said today about impact of family of substance disorders or on families and children, it can also go a long way when we all identify that are key and we are all putting that together with law enforcement agencies and the treatment centers and see that our society, our family will be better off. Thank you very much.
Very much, dear Dr. Peter Adenibukun Adeniboya. It's been an awesome time listening to you with that detailed presentation. Thank you very much once again, Dr. Peter Adeniboya, for that presentation. Now we're going to be opening the the platform up for conversation for those who may want to contribute, ask questions, or interrogate the presentation by Dr. Adeniboya. Please do request for us to move you to the speaker's corner, and when we approve you, please ensure that you remain muted until we invite you to make your contribution or ask your question. That's how we can have a very good conversation today. Thank you very much once again, Dr. Peter Adenibuyan, for that. John, please, you have to remain muted. Mute yourself so that we don't remove you. All right, that Peter is off. I mean, John is off there. Okay, before we get to start inviting people to make their contribution and ask their questions, let's quickly acknowledge some of our joining us from across the world on YouTube channels at Attend TV, YouTube, and then on our Facebook page, that's Attend 01. Thank you very much, everyone. And on X here, we'd like to appreciate Dr. James Komolafe. Dr. James Komolafe is the Registrar CEO of Institute of Behavioral Alignment of Nigeria. Thank you very much, Dr. James. Dr. Kemi Olunloyo. Dr. Kemi Olunloyo is a consultant pharmacist. Is now used to be a proper Nigerian. Used to be a Nigerian resident, but now a diaspora. Thank you very much, Dr. Kemi. All right, we also have health situations. That's at Ngozi there. Thank you very much. Health situations. We have Dr. Abdullah. Dr. Abdullah is a consultant psychiatrist at the Ahmadu Bello University Teaching Hospital, Zaria. Thank you very much, Dr. Abdullah, for being part of our conversation today. We also have Diane Lawrence. Thank you, Diane Lawrence. Also a regular compatriot on this platform. We have Funsho Jimosoy, Whisper, Mohammed Bafo, Victoria Ochechi, Do It, Niger Health Hub, Hiskin, Olu, Prince Isaac, Olanike, that's Mrs. Olanike Adeni, that's awesome there. Who is that? John, I have to remove time because you are interrupting our conversation. Okay, okay, then we have drug abuse and illicit sex. Rachel Dumare, thank you. Olajide Olawale Abdulmalik Yahaya. Euphemia, thank you. Don Pablo Rolly Roller Awoyemi Oluwa Shegun, thank you. Esther Soluade, thank you. Zini Baby 7, thank you. What more? Okay, let me acknowledge some more people. Isaac Ashimogo, Isaiah Ashimogo, thank you. Badero George, thank you. The Duke, Sunday Adeyemi, Yopisi, Kukija, Pascal Iwebu, Ali Omota Yusuf, Samira Adam, Eagle Wash, and many more. Thank you, everyone. We may not be able to acknowledge everybody at a time, but as we have the space, we'll squeeze in some more acknowledgement. But quickly, let's start with Dr. Kemi. Dr. Kemi, I know you are eager to contribute to and ask questions. Please go ahead, Dr. Kemi Odunloyo. Thank you.
I have a question for Dr. Peter. Dr. Peter, can you hear me?
Definitely, he will hear you. Definitely, he will.
Question for him. That's the only thing I have today.
Okay, I can hear you now.
Dr. Peter, you see this presentation you made. It's a very good presentation. Like if people are listening for the first time on the NDLEA spaces, it's the standard presentation to hear and say, wow, this is happening. A newcomer. However, we have been doing this for years. We have to continue. But we need more people on the ground, not just the pharmacists, not just the doctors. I mean, Loretta will attest to what I'm saying, not just, the same people. We need more people on these spaces. And I want to tell Chairman Marwa and Mr. Babafemi to send out a press release to the media, to invite the media to come on here once a week. It doesn't take anything. It affects all of us. You know what I'm saying, sir? I got involved. Mr. Babafemi knows that I was in Ghana. Then I went to Monrovia and many people may not have heard that the heads of the LDLEA, that's Liberian Drug Enforcement, like our own NDLEA, the heads were fired by the president this week. They have not really said what happened, as in, what exactly were they fired for. But the president said there is too much drugs on the streets, and Kush, KUSH, is the one that's killing the youth in Liberia now, and Sierra Leone, by the way. So it's like, later you will see all the reasons and all the press releases and that, but they're saying this is big news, and it went across the world. Chinese television showed it, everybody, and I sent it to the NDLEA like last night. I personally had an experience that I wanted to analyze, Dr. Peter. Anytime in Accra, I'm staying at an Airbnb. In other words, a hotel that has a kitchen and you can eat and you can do your stuff. There's a woman across the street that sells provisions. And anytime I go there, I'm heading there to get the proverbial meat pie or sausage roll. And this bolo, that's zobo in Nigeria. They call it sobolo in Ghana. I've always drank a zobolo. I just get it, drink it. It's good because I make zobo myself, if I can. It's good for elderly women, for menopause and estrogen-like stuff. So it's like how long I've been drinking it every time I go to Ghana. For some reason, 3 weeks ago, I just quickly bought one from her and I took it inside the hotel room. I ate dinner and I just said, okay, I've drank water. Let me just kick it down with this obolo and finish the work I'm doing. As soon as I drank it, I literally collapsed. Like I was drowsy, very, very drowsy. And I'm like, what is this? What happened? I'm not on any medication. It was what I drank. I started to analyze myself. Then I went to the lobby and I asked the receptionist and I said, the lady across the street that, sells stuff, everybody buys obolo there. Yeah, everybody does. I just got drowsy. What's going on? Do they put something in there? Only for the receptionist to tell me, sometimes she infuses it. I'm like, wait, infuse is a word to add something into something. Infuses it with what exactly? Sometimes they put codeine syrup. Sometimes they put herbs. Hey! And I'm like, what? Just like that? So on Monday, I went to the FDA in person. I actually wanted to file a complaint and introduce myself to the FDA. Okay, the Food and Drug Administration of Ghana is also called the FDA. I'm talking about the Ghana one, not the American one. And I said, how could this happen? I just got drowsy. I was in the middle of an important assignment and I had to go to bed. I was really sleepy. So when I went to the woman, when she came back, the next day she was actually off. So when I went back to her, and I said, madam, this your Zobolo is that I always buy here. Is there something? Who makes it? You make it? And she said, oh yeah, I know you like it. You always buy it all the time. I said, last night, the one I bought made me sleepy immediately. What happened? What is this side? Immediately she changed the story. Like she changed it as in, I don't make it. Somebody makes it and brings it here. Really? The same person that makes the sausage roll. I like the sausage roll and I like the meat pie. You say, yeah, she makes Zobolo. She brings it here for me to sell for her. So suddenly she changed it that she's not the one that makes it because she knew I detected something. So I couldn't continue the conversation. I just said I was very sleepy. Does she put anything inside it? She now said maybe a herb or so. What's the name of the herb? She didn't know. So that's how it ended, and I went to sleep. What happens, Dr. Peter, to our children who are coming from school that are buying this stuff? I saw some group of children who always walk towards that Airbnb on their way home, and I just stopped all of them in that group, 12 of them. I said, you guys buy Zobolo on the street? Every now and then, I said, stop buying it. Tell your parents that you met a woman today, and she's a pharmacist too. You met a woman today that said, you shouldn't drink it because they put drugs inside. Dr. Peter, can you analyze what I just said? This stuff just happened 3 weeks ago. And because of that, I'm never going to drink any Zobo on any streets of any country again. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for that brilliant contributions and your sharing your experience with us. It also has enriched some of us to also to know that all the substances are also not in Sobolo alone, but are also in cookies. They're also being mixed when preparing beans. They're also being used to cook rice and Indomie. All right. So apart from Zobolo issue, it depends on the kind of the person who prepares Zobolo or all these cookies and cakes, and the reason why they are doing that. Here in Nigeria too, if you go to the beach, you see some people selling different kind of food stuff, and if you tell them I want special, okay, if you use the word I want special, they know what I want to put inside there your food to make it special for you. All right. So if you don't understand those language and I say, please, I want a jadidi, for example, a jadidi simply means Indian hemp. Please, can you help me to put a jadidi inside that Indomie? All right. That means that you want them to sprinkle some kind of cannabis inside that Indomie so that it can give you some kind of because Indomie, marijuana is also a stimulant, depends on, because we can classify under the others, but majorly it is like a stimulant to some people, and to some people it might also be referred to as a sedative as well. So the Sobolo you have taken, ma'am, someone has put something in there which already know. If somebody told you that yes, they have put something there, and you see the effects of that Zobolo, you cannot imagine yourself driving at that point in time. And okay, while you are driving, you are trying to take Zobolo. You cannot imagine what will happen to you as a driver and other road users. So these are also one of those reasons why Ember month has become a problem. September, October, November, and December, when people want to travel from one point A to B for Christmas period and whatever like that. All these people also use this kind of Zobolo that can also sedate them, can also, decrease the activity of central nervous system. And once the active central nervous system is sedated, through the sedation or sedative has been decreased, definitely is going to hamper their functioning as well. And if it's something that is stimulates their mind, that's overfeeding, want to care about the other road users and other the passenger because they are high at that point in time. So what we should do is that we should also know that our society also needs to be cleansed, just like when the environment is dirty, it's being littered. So we need some people to help us to sweep it. I think that's what NDLA is also doing, to make sure that all the substances are taken away from the streets so that our children will have access to it. And because all the substances we are talking about, they are also there, they are affordable, it's something that is accessible, at the same time, it's something that they can take at any point in time. For instance, now in Nigeria here now, if you ask 6-year or 7-year-old boy or a girl to go and buy you a bottle of beer, any beer parlor, they will sell. Because the owner of that business, he also want to make money. He will sell. Okay, how much? Even if you ask him or her to buy 2 or 4 bottles, they will ask questions. Who sent you? And the guy can also start using it among his friends, because they are celebrating their girlfriend's birthdays, primary school children. They can also, just when their parents are not even around, especially during the holiday period. So what we have to do, in my own recommendation, is that we should keep on talking and asking people to come for training. And that's the reason why Sandma Initiative is also, and Trinity University, they are also helping, to train more people so that I can add to the workforce of the people that are going to help in prevention, help in treatment, and in recovery.